Good morning, Kitchen Witches. This is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. We are going to pull a card, and that is going to be everything we need to know for the day. So let's see what that is. One more. Let's see. Okay, ready? It is the Lovers. The Lovers. A major arcana. This card, numbered 6, is directly after the Hierophant, right? So we've gone through, we've gone into institutions. And when we go into institutions for the first time, now it could be school. Most people, they learn their 1, 2, 3s, and 4s, and then they go into school, right? And that's 5. So institutions become part of our lives. And through that, we're meeting friends, right? We're meeting like-minded people because we're all learning the same. We're all there for the same reason, right? To learn, to grow. And so therefore, morals and ethics and all of that are kind of the same. So because of that, we start to get emotionally attached to these people. And then we leave the institutions and we have passions for people now, right? Because we learned all about ourselves. Ourselves are now in the background because we know ourselves inside and out. Now we want to learn the other. So we bring other people into our lives. In high school, it's the first time you're going to experience maybe a girlfriend, boyfriend, or significant other, right? And it's not about you anymore, right? It's more about the other person, which is how we start relationships, and they don't always end well because you do put so much emphasis on the other person and you forget about yourself, and therefore those kinds of relationships get a little needy. They get a little, projecting what your needs are onto another person, and when they don't or can't fulfill that need, then it starts to get ugly, right? We've all been there. So that's when choices come in, right? When you start to have another person in your life and you're not just making choices for yourself anymore, you're making them for you and the other or others, right? Depends on the situation. So the Lovers are depicted similar to what I just said. So we've got the male, we've got the female, and they're representative of Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden. And they're naked. So the nakedness means complete exposure, right? They're completely vulnerable. And that's pretty much what we do when we're in a brand new relationship. We're completely vulnerable. We don't know how it's going to go, but we're taking a huge chance, right? So if you look at the picture more closely, you'll see the male is looking directly at the female. And the female is looking up at the angel, which is above both of them. And the angel is looking down upon them. So in that instance, this card represents a divine intervention of a relationship. So it means that you were meant to be together. Maybe not forever, but for that moment. And with the way their focus is, the male is looking directly at the female, so that's being conscious. The female looking up at the angel is unconscious. And then the divine intervention looking down is the superconscious, right? Which goes to the 3 lines of the major arcana. 7 cards within each 3 lines. First line is 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 7, and that's conscious. That's when we learn all about ourselves, right? From the Magician to the Chariot. Then we move into our unconscious, which encapsulates all those cards. Then superconscious, until we get to the world. We dance for half a minute, and then we go right back to the beginning. So This is a beautiful card. You'll see a big mountain in the background, but it's there. And that means that in any relationship, there's going to be mountains to climb. Their feet are on the ground and green ground. We've got the tree here with the snake, which is wisdom. Yeah. Apples in the tree. So that's why it's reminiscent of the Garden of Eden. And behind the male, it's a fire tree. It's a tree that has flames in it. It's on fire. So passion, right? It's great. It's a great card. When it comes up in a reading, it usually means that it's time to nurture your relationships. 6 as a number is all about nurturing. If you think of the way it's drawn with a robust belly. It's leaning on its side, almost like a mother that's pregnant, yes? And what does a mother do? But they nurture their baby even before it's born. So 6 is all about compassion and nourishing. Nourishing, yes, we'll get to that, but nurturing those around you. And the Lovers is no short example of that. So today in your day-to-day actions, who is your significant other? Do you have one? Is it your dog? Is it your furry friends? Is it your work, right? Do you just, all you do, nose to the grind every single day, and that's your significant other for the moment? Many of us do. So, but if there's people in your lives, think about how you're making choices, right? Why are you living where you live? Is it because it's closer to your job, or it's a better school system for the children, or, all those things? Why do you drive the car you drive? Is it because you are saving your money for college education and can't really overspend to get the car you really want? Or are you driving the car of your dreams because your significant other is your job? And you just chain yourself to the job and work, get the money, which is great, drive the car, wear the clothes, but do you walk home? Do you go home to an empty home? Is it just you and the TV on Friday nights? Just saying. So that's what this card is all about, right? When it comes up in a reading, it will tell you it's time to nurture those around you. And even if it's yourself, you need to do that. It's a great card. Lots of heaviness. It's a major arcana. So what would we bring it into the kitchen, and what would it make for us? Or what meals would it want to be made, right? So I'm thinking, make what you love. Why not? It's the Lovers. So we're going to make turn a little bit of romance into them. Even if you're making these for yourself, sometimes you want to romance yourself, don't you? I mean, you are you, and you deserve to get romanced every once in a while, even if it's just you doing it for yourself. Make what you love. So for breakfast, I'm thinking a roasted banana souffle. Roasted banana souffle. You're going to roast your bananas. That's a given. And then you make your souffle batter, right? Which is the dense batter first, and then you whip your egg whites and you fold the egg whites into the dense batter, which includes now the roasted bananas. Save some for garnishing the top. And then you pour it into a vessel that's been well greased, because you need it to rise, so you don't want it sticking before it rises completely. Back into the oven it goes. Before it goes into the oven, add a few more either very thin slices of the banana on top so that it bakes up and around it. But it's delicious, and it is a true romantic gift to yourself in the morning with a hot cup of coffee. Banana souffle, roasted banana souffle. For lunch, why not a lobster roll with some chips? So lobsters, right now where I am, it's summer. So we're in August. So I can go out to my local grocery store and have the fishmonger steam my lobster for me and bring it home. So yeah, lobster rolls are amazing. You can do it in the winter, right? You can buy the frozen lobster and do it in the winter and make it a really special meal. Or you can just, if you're in the state of Maine, go out for a lobster roll, because lobster roll in Maine or any of the states that encompass around Maine, that get their lobsters from Maine, that's where you want them from. You don't want a Florida lobster. I'm sorry, Florida, I'm sorry, but your lobsters are not good. You need the ice cold water that the bugs live in, because that's what makes them meaty and tender and juicy and delicious, flavorful. The Florida waters are great for swimming, but not great for growing lobster. So that's my personal opinion. Lobster rolls, easy enough to do. Get your lobster. If you want to do an all butter lobster roll, then you would saute the steamed meat in a little butter and garlic on your stovetop, and then pop it into, you want either a brioche roll, or you don't want something like a hoagie roll because it's too dense. You want something that's soft and that will absorb all the liquid from either the butter or from the mayonnaise. If you're going to do it like, the mayonnaise Latin one, lobster roll. There's a butter one, and then there's the mayonnaise one. Choose your poison, whatever you want. And then you're going to serve it with chips, whatever chips you like, whatever ones turn you on and make you feel romantic. That's lunch. Now, dinner. We're sticking with seafood because it's romantic. It really is. And yeah, I just think that the lovers would want that. So how about seared scallops? And we're going to serve them over spaghetti squash. So you want to roast your spaghetti squash. I do mine whole. I dock it with the tines of a fork, pop it into a 375 oven for maybe 45 minutes, depending on size. When it feels like it's giving, when you press on it, take it out of the oven and immediately slice it open. And then let it cool down, right? This 2/2 exposed flesh open. And from there, you can pull out all the seeds and the not so nice fibers, right, that are more slimy. Pull all those out, and you're left with the spaghetti squash that you, with the same fork, you now brush from the sides of the squash, and they fall into little pieces of what looks like spaghetti. Yeah. So you're going to do that. And then you're going to sear off your scallops. Now, you can do it in any fat you like, but my opinion, my personal opinion, is that scallops are like, with butter, is like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together. So heat your pan, not too hot because you're going to add your pats of butter, and you want the butter to melt, not to turn black right away. So this is one instance where you're not heating the pan to scorching first before you add your fat. Just heat the pan on low. Add the butter, melt the butter. Now raise your heat a little bit before the scallops go in, which have been patted dry. The muscle on the sides of the scallop has been taken off, and they're seasoned well with salt and pepper. You don't need to add anything else. And then they go seasoned side down into the pan of butter, and they fry. And you know, a lot of people have anxiety about cooking scallops, but let me tell you, sea scallops are very forgiving. You're going to cook them until they turn golden around the edges, almost like you're doing pancakes, right? And when they turn golden around the edges, you know you're ready to flip. Same thing applies here. And with butter, you can tell because the butter is going to turn brown around each scallop. I would say once they're in and your pan is nice and hot, give them 3 minutes. And then take your tongs and pick them up and turn them. And they'll be golden brown on that side. You don't have to get them as golden brown on the second side because that's when you go into the overcooking stage. So, and nobody is going to pick the scallop up off the plate, look underneath it and say they didn't sear it to golden brown on the other side. Nobody cares. So golden brown, the presentation side, you're done. When they start to feel like they're no longer a filled water balloon, but they have a little density to them, they're done. Take them off, and remember, they're going to continue to cook once they come out of the pan. So take them off, put them either on a piece of paper towel or onto a rack within a sheet rack, right? And then you're going to saute. You've got your spaghetti squash. It's warm in the oven, right, in the bowls that you're going to serve it in. And then you can either saute some spinach if you wish, with some cheese. You can add handfuls of Parmesan cheese, whatever, right? Garlic, done. And then onto the bowl of spaghetti squash, you're then going to either lay a bed of spinach with the scallops on top. And that is a beautiful meal for the lovers. Yeah, I love it. So if you do too, and you want to bring the lovers into your day, then do something special for yourself. Do something special for your significant other, right? Make everyone feel loved. And while you're doing that, nourish yourself. Nourish all those around you with your kitchen magic. See you tomorrow.